A kú dédé àsìkò yìí ní gbogbo ibikíbi tá a bá ti ní àǹfààní láti máa wo ìkànnì yìí. Benjamin Olúwaṣẹ́gun Olúwapamílẹ́rìn ni orúkọ mi. Àsìkò Sunday ti ọjọ́ òní. Fídíò tẹ́ ń wò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí ni fídíò Sunday ti ọjọ́ òní. Máa fẹ́ kí gbogbo wa farabalẹ̀ ká wo fọ́nrán tó wà lókè yìí. Mo kó máa kọ sí fídíò yìí lórí channel ẹnìkan. Mo wá jókòó, mo wá rò wípé ó ti pẹ́ tí ọ̀tẹ̀ ti wà nílùú tí a wà yìí. Fún gbogbo àwa tá à ń kígbe pé wọn Nàìjíríà ni gbogbo wa wà. Ẹ ká jókòó àwọn tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Abiola nígbà tí MKO Abiola nígbà tí wọ́n jẹ́ Ọlọ́run nípè. Táwọn kan sọ pé tí ni, táwọn kan sọ pé báwo ni tí ì ṣe jẹ́, àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ yìí padà dé court. Fídíò yìí gangan tó proof tó fún wa ní evidence pé bọ́rọ̀ náà ṣe rí gangan ni mo wá mú wá. Máa fẹ́ kí gbogbo wa jókòó ká farabalẹ̀ wo story yìí láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ títí dé òpin nítorí pé mo rí àwọn ọgbọ́n kọ̀ọ̀kan nínú fídíò tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ wò yìí. Ó ṣe pẹ́ tí ọ̀tẹ̀ ti wà nílùú yìí. Ó ṣe pẹ́ tí ọ̀tẹ̀ ti wà nínú ìlú yìí. Kódà kò ń ṣe ilẹ̀ Yorùbá nìkan ṣo ni ọ̀tẹ̀ wà, ó ń bẹ nílẹ̀ Haúsá, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ń bẹ nílẹ̀ Ìgbò náà. Máa fẹ́ kí gbogbo wa wo fọ́nrán yìí dáadáa ká wo bó ṣe play game yẹn fún Abiola nígbà náà lọ́hùn, torí pé oríṣiríṣi àhesọ ọ̀rọ̀ làwọn èèyàn ń sọ. Wọ́n sọ pé bọ́mọdé ò bá bá tàn yóò bá àrọ́bá, àrọ́bá sì ní bàbá ìtàn. Máa fẹ́ kí gbogbo wa pátápátá ká wo fídíò tó wà lókè yìí ká farabalẹ̀ kí a wo bó bá ṣe rí lójú ìwòye títí wa. Ẹ fi ṣọwọ́ sí comment. Ẹ̀yin bàbá yìí màmá tẹ̀ mọ̀ nípa ìtàn dáadáa, mo fẹ́ rí comment yín gangan nínú fídíò tẹ́ ń wò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí. Benjamin Olúwaṣẹ́gun Olúwapamílẹ́rìn lórúkọ mi. Kí n tó sọ ohun tèmi rí, ẹ̀yin kọ́kọ́ wo ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú fídíò yìí náà.
He released all political prisoners, including convicted. Who were his doctors at this material time? Who were the doctors treating Chief Abiola, to your knowledge?
Those details were not handed over to me.
Yeah.
And when I was with Chief Abiola, the only thing he told me was he fell down and his leg is swollen.
Yes.
And that he has been complaining for them to bring a doctor to come and see him. So I said, Chief, why don't we bring a doctor to come and see Dr. Refalomo?
From Lagos.
From Lagos. He said, young man, that's good. I would like that. I said, okay, we'll make that arrangement. And we are making the process of that arrangement. That's why his family came to see him. You were supposed to see him next after his family.
Major.
Yes, my
For
lord.
1 month, you could not get his doctor from Lagos to visit him for 1 month.
Depending on when he told me he was sick.
When did he tell you he was sick?
He told me about towards the end of June or middle June.
Yeah. So he told you towards the end of June or middle June.
Yes.
Can you be specific? That's about 15 days interval.
Something like that.
About middle of June.
Yeah.
And you could not arrange that. Is that correct?
He told me it's nothing serious. He showed me his leg that is swollen, that he fell down. And he has been falling down with that swollen leg for the past how many months?
Yeah. According to the Americans with whom you visited Chief Abiola,
Yes, my lord.
he showed the delegation his still swollen ankle. As at the 7th of July,
Yes, my lord.
his ankle was swollen.
Yes, my
And
lord.
when you took over June 8th, he also showed you his swollen ankle. Is that correct?
He did not show me on June 8th.
When did he tell you? 15th?
I told you, I can't remember exactly, towards the end
Yes.
of the month.
I just want us to confine ourselves to what you can remember. Did he tell you he had hypertension?
He did not tell me.
Okay. Now, do you know that as soon as General Abubakar Absalami took over, he released all political prisoners, including convicted coup plotters? Are you aware of this?
I'm aware, my lord.
Are you aware that Chief MK Abiola was the only detainee that was left in detention in that category? Are you aware?
I wouldn't be aware. I don't know, because I don't know the number of politicians that were in custody.
Okay. Now let's come to what you know.
Yes, my lord.
You did say that Dr. Refalomo never requested to visit Abiola.
Not to me.
Yes. Well, you were in charge of the security of the head of state.
Yes, my
Do
lord.
you have anything to do with doctors visiting detainees? That part of your functions?
No.
Of course. Now, the delegation that visited Chief Abiola on the 7th of July,
Yes, my
as
lord.
the American delegation,
Yes, my
led
lord.
by Under Secretary Thomas Pickering. Are you aware?
Yes, my lord.
Now, on the 7th of July, 1998,
Yes, my lord.
you requested that delegation to address a press conference in Abuja to announce the death of Chief Abiola. Is that
No,
correct?
no, my lord, it's not correct.
Did the government, to your knowledge, request the delegation
No, my
to
lord.
do that?
No, my lord.
What specific request, other than telling the family, was there any other request made on that delegation?
Not to my knowledge.
Why was it impossible for the government to break the news to the family? Why did you have to recruit the foreigners to do it?
The government broke the news to the family.
Very good. So you didn't request the delegation to do anything for you?
No.
Very good. Now, between you and Susan Rice, there was an argument over who would break the news to the family. Is that correct?
No, my lord, it's not correct.
Not correct?
Yes, my lord, it's not correct.
But in your evidence in chief, you did say that Susan Rice offered.
But there was no argument.
There was no argument. But Susan Rice offered to break the news to the family. Is that correct?
It was being the only lady there. And
Very good. Very good. Now, after breaking the news to the family,
which the CNC did himself.
yes, the American delegation addressed a press conference in Abuja, to your knowledge. Is that correct?
Yes, my lord.
Mr. Thomas Pickering said in the text of the press conference that Abiola died of natural causes. Are you aware?
Yes, my lord.
The president, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces at the material time, General Abdulsalami Abubakar,
Yes, my
made
lord.
a broadcast to the nation following the unfortunate death of Chief Abiola,
Yes, my
and
lord.
told Nigerians that Chief Abiola died of natural causes. Are you aware?
Yes, my lord.
Are you aware that on the 8th of July, the American president, then, Bill Clinton, sent a condolence message to Nigeria where he also attributed the death of Abiola to natural causes?
Yes, my lord.
Yes. Now, the doctors that later came to conduct the autopsy also arrived at the same conclusion, natural causes. Are you aware?
Yes, my lord.
Yes. Now, the discussions between Chief Abiola and the American delegation
Yes, my lord.
centered on the June 12 mandate. Are you aware of this?
My lord, here they have not even started anything concerning discussion. They just introduced the issue. And the question people asking was, so something like, what do you intend to do, or what do you intend to do with your life, or something like that if you live here? That was the beginning. That was what they started. That was the only statement. And the chief avoided answering it once. Then the second time he wanted to answer, the coughing started. So he did not answer anything. They did not discuss. I don't know they discussed anything about June 12 or anything.
Yeah. So before the American delegation asked him, what role will you want to play in the politics of Nigeria after your release? That was what they asked him.
Well, maybe. I can't remember exactly.
No, but you were just telling us now. What can you remember?
My lord, it's a long time.
You are an intelligent officer.
I am.
Major Alu.
I am.
Ali. They did ask him, upon your release, because his release was imminent. Is that correct?
Yes, my
They
lord.
asked him, what role will you want to play in the politics of Nigeria? Can you remember that?
Probably. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah. You can also not remember that before that question was asked, he was asked to forgo his mandate. Therefore, what role will you want to play?
I can't remember if he was asked that. But
Okay, what can you remember precisely?
I don't think he has asked that.
But you don't think you had that?
Yeah.
Was
That-
the politics of Nigeria discussed at all? Between
I
them?
told you they exchanged pleasantries.
Yes.
Which took most of the time.
Yes.
And immediately he just asking that particular question. Chief did not even start talking.
Okay.
Then when he talked, he coughed. He talked, he coughed.
Yeah.
Then the whole thing went haywire and the whole problem started.
Yeah. You did say that the service chiefs had visited Chief Abiola
Yes,
before
my
the
lord.
American delegation.
Some of them, yes, my lord.
Yes, when was this?
Within the month of June, I can't remember the dates.
Yes. That would be about the 2nd and the 3rd of July.
July?
Yes. 1998.
If you say so.
Yeah. Chief Emeka Onyaku visited him on the 5th of July. Are you aware of this?
I know Chief Emeka Onyaku visited him, but I can't remember the date.
The United Nations Secretary General, Kofi Annan, visited him on the 4th of July. Can you remember that?
Yes, I know he visited him. I can't remember the date.
The discussion between Chief Abiola and these powerful men at home and abroad centered on the June 12th mandate. Are you aware of this?
I'm not aware.
You are not aware?
Yes, my lord.
What did Chief Abiola discuss with the service chiefs, to your knowledge? You can't remember?
I can't remember.
What did he discuss with Kofi Annan, to your knowledge?
I'm not aware.
Emeka Onyaku, Major Aliu.
Yes, my lord.
Are you aware Kofi Annan addressed a press conference in Abuja where he announced that Chief Abiola had given up his mandate? Are you aware of this? You're not aware?
Well, I knew he has given out a press statement,
Yes.
but I didn't know the details.
Yes. Are you aware that Chief Emeka Onyaku also addressed a press conference in Lagos where he gave the impression that Chief Abiola had given up the June 12th mandate?
I know he came with people and they snap pictures, and I know he gave press conference.
I will come to the photograph now. I'm asking what you can remember.
I don't know the details.
Good. Now, since you were in these meetings, did Chief Abiola, to your knowledge, give up his mandate, June 12th mandate, to your knowledge? Did he?
To my knowledge?
Yes.
I don't know.
You were in the meetings?
I don't know. I was sitting
I'm
outside.
saying to your knowledge.
Yeah, to my knowledge.
Did
What?
he give up the mandate?
To my knowledge, I don't know. I still stand, I don't know.
Okay. So you can't remember what Abiola discussed with any of those who visited him?
That's not my business.
Major
I
Aliyu?
can't remember.
Major Aliyu,
Yes,
you were
my
able
lord.
to remember in details all events that took place before those discussions and after.
Yes, my
But
lord.
those ones you can't remember. You
Yes,
don't want
my
to
lord.
remember.
I can't remember them.
Very good, Major. Now, you did say that you took part of the tea. Let him have a look at Exhibit 2. You took part of the tea that Abiola was served. Is that correct?
I took?
There, did you take?
No.
Very good. Now, you did not take part of the tea.
I did not.
Do you know who prepared the tea?
The stewards and cooks in Aguda House.
Yes, but the tea was served by a member of the American delegation, to your knowledge.
Yes, my lord, because the stewards have already left before he requested.
Very good. In all your experience in the security department, can you remember any single incident where a foreigner gave food or tea or water to a detainee in Nigeria? Any incident?
My lord, the situation and the setting.
Can you remember one incident?
No, my lord.
No, my lord. Now, did the delegation, did the members of the international team of doctors, did they interview you?
They did not, my lord.
So, it is not correct, as they claim in their report, that they spoke to all those who were with Chief Abiola when he died. So it is not correct.
Well,
you've read it out.
Let me see the place. Where is it? On that day,
You remember the date?
7th July, 7th or 8th?
Yes. 7 July
7th July 1998.
Yes.
An American delegation came to see the then CNC. They were with him at about 2:30. He gave me a call and said, make arrangement for the delegation to see late Chief Abiola, may his soul rest in peace,
They were with him, were with the CNC where?
in the villa.
That's right, go on.
Then I call SP Zadok, I can see he's promoted. He was inspector then. I call him
Who?
SP Zadok.
That's right.
I called him and told him to go and prepare Chief Abiola. He is going to see some guests at the usual place, which was Aguda House. I now called the Aguda House, talked to the stewards there, and asked them to prepare the necessary drinks and so on that they used to give when visitors come. I waited in the office for the delegation to come out. When they came out, I told the drivers and the then Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, who was with them, Alhaji Buhari Bala, that they should go to Aguda House. I'll come and meet them there. From there, I went straight to where the late chief was detained. I met Zadok there. We entered the vehicle and started coming towards Aguda House. Zadok was
You and who entered the vehicle?
Zadok was driving.
Yes.
A bodyguard was staying in the front.
Yes.
Myself and late Chief Abiola was staying behind. When we were approaching Aguda House, there was a radio call from our control. They requested Zadok should come and open the office of Chief of General Staff. My lord, you can remember that there was, within those periods, there was no Chief of General Staff because of the situation. And the then Chief of General Staff was just appointed. That was the first day he will be in office. And after that coup issue, the offices of Chief of General Staff were locked up, and Zadok was in charge of those offices, so he was holding the keys, and nobody had access to the place. So when the CJS came to the place, because he did not tell us he was coming, we were not aware, so I did not instruct Zadok to open the offices. So when he was there, there was a radio call that the CJS is already in the office, and he needed those keys. I now told Zadok, okay, when we arrive at the house, go ahead and open the offices while Chief will be seeing the American delegation. When you finish, you come back. By the time we arrived at the house, in fact, he was about going. I said, no, don't go with that car.
Which car?
The car we came with.
What car was that, yes?
A 504, that car was tinted. It has a tinted glasses because it's specially kept for carrying Chief Abiola. And if you go with it and we're taking him back, that means we use a plain car, which was not good. So I asked him to leave that car there, give the BGs the key, and take my own staff car and use it to the place. In case we finish with Chief, before you come back, we'll be able to take him back. He now left to my car. I entered inside with Chief, and we met Thomas Pickering,
Go on.
Susan Rice, Ambassador Twerel, and Alhaji Buhari Bala, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs. When we entered, they exchanged pleasantries. They talked. The chief recognized Thomas Pickering, mentioned how they were made, crack jokes, how they were blamed for planning coup against Murtala, how they were arrested, and so on. He recognized, remember some members of state inside. Now, he asked him, are you well? He said, yes, I'm well. You can see I'm quite okay, except for this, my swollen foot. Then he said, you see, I woke up this morning. I was not told I'm seeing you people early enough. So I rushed myself in brushing my teeth. Unless that I have some toothpaste maybe hanging around my throat. So they cracked jokes over it and they sat down. I went to sit just about a meter away from them. Now, at this junction, the steward came in with the refreshment, put their cups, served them. I wanted to serve them.
What were these refreshments?
Tea and coffee. Tea in one flask, coffee in one flask. He asked them if they will take. Susan Rice accepted to take tea. Ambassador Tweddle accepted to take tea. Ambassador Pickering accepted to take coffee. Late Chief Abiola declined. They were served and the steward left. Then they went ahead on their discussion. After a few minutes, the chief started coughing. Then he said, "Excuse me." Then they continued again. He started coughing again. After some times, the coughing became profusely. He was coughing and coughing and coughing. So Susan says, maybe if you get water or something, it will clear it. So he said, yes, okay. He will take the tea. At that time, I stood up from where I was standing. I moved towards the center table to serve him the tea. But Susan Rice, being the only lady there, she served him the tea. And I was standing there watching over her because I also have interest there. I watched when she served him the tea before I went back and sat down. Now, at this juncture, he was coughing continuously. Then he paused, picked the cup, and sipped the tea, then kept it back. After that, the coughing increased. So he stood up and said, "Excuse me," removed his big gown, went into the toilet. Then all of us heard him coughing. After about a minute, I was getting worried. So I jumped up. I said, "Chief, are you okay? Are you okay?" I want to open the door of the toilet. As I was about going in, he was coming out. He was sweating. He looks tired. I said, "What is wrong? What is wrong?" He said, "Please, can I get my cough syrup in the room?" I said, "Sure." So we laid him down on the couch. I went out, told one of the BGs to use the other BG car, not the official car for Chief Abiola, to go and bring his cough syrup from where he was staying. I came in. By the time I came in, as I was coming, he said he was feeling cold. We put off all the ACs. Then he said he was feeling heat. We should open the windows. We draw all the curtains and open the windows. At that time, all of us were standing. Everybody was confused. Then Susan Rice said, "Let's get the doctor." I said, "Okay." I used my mobile phone and called Dr. Wali, the then presidential physician. When I got him, he told me he was within the villa, not in the clinic. I said, "Come to Aguda House immediately. We have a VIP on emergency." He said, "Okay, he's on his way." We were there, waiting for him to come. Then it occurred to me that, look, I know how this man reasons. He may said he will run to the clinic to bring his medical bag. I tried to get him on the mobile. I couldn't get through. So I had to dash out. And I told Alhaji Buhari Balde, "Stay here." So I had to dash out, enter my car, and rush and intercepted him at the junction. He was already going towards Aso Clinic. I said, "No, just come like that. Look at him first. Then we can go for the bag." He said, "Okay." He now turned with the car and followed me. Then we arrived at the place. This took us exactly 7 minutes, 40 seconds. When he arrived, he touched his pulse. He looked at him. The chief was lying down. He left the course. Now he was on the floor. They were fanning him. He was sweating. He was groaning. So he said, "Look, we have to move him to the hospital. Let's call for an ambulance." I said, "No, we're not going to wait for an ambulance. Let's put him in the car and just go." All of us joined hands, picked chief. As we were doing that, Zadok arrived. When Zadok arrived, I said, "What is happening?" I said, "The chief is sick." We now put him in the car, and immediately we started moving. I called the clinic and talked to Dr. Aliu, one of the doctors in the clinic. I told him, "Look, set up the emergency room immediately." Dr. Ali said she set up the emergency room immediately. Get all the doctors, get everybody ready. He's coming with a VIP patient. Emergency situation. He said, "Okay." And on our way to the clinic, I called the CNC. his direct line. He was not in the office. Then I called an officer's mobile. I said, why? Since he said he's in a meeting. I said, go and give him inside. He said he's in the chambers. I said, go and give him the phone. I want to talk to him. So they gave it to him. He said, what is it? I said, the chief is sick. And it's very serious. All of us are confused. We are rushing him to the hospital. Emergency situation. He said, did you get Dr. Ali? I said, yes, he's already here with us. He said, okay, keep me posted. Let me know what is happening. I said, yes, sir. When we arrived at the clinic, we picked him up, took him to the emergency room. All of us moved into the emergency room because the confusion was so high that nobody remembered all this protocol of emergency room is only for doctors and so on. All of us were there. The American delegations, the Minister of State Foreign Affairs, myself, the doctor, and everybody was just there. The doctors were doing all what they could. Then I saw the Chief of General Staff arrived at the Asa clinic in only one car. Only him and his ADC driver. Not even oddly. Without cap. He said, what is happening? What is happening? The CC just called me and told me that. So he was like confused. He went in. He was mortal and said, oh my God, not this hour, not this hour. Then I saw him trying to, I was afraid, let you know, if small people like us did that, it's understandable, and when we have our second in command doing that in front of another country people, it will give a kind of impression. So I suggested, sir, it's okay, why don't you go back? We will sort things out. He said, okay. He went back to his vehicle and left. After some time, I called the senior. I told him, we are still here. The medical team are still working. He said, by the way, do you know whether his family have left? Because his family saw him the previous night. I said, I don't know, but they were staying in Baba Gana King Ibe's house. He said, okay, get him. If they are there, tell him to bring them, let them come and see what is happening. I go to Baba Gana King Ibe on the phone. I tell him, sir, our guest is seriously sick. We were in emergency room. The CNC directed that I should tell you to bring his family as Asokun to come and see what is happening. He said, oh my God. He said, okay, I will do that. After some time, before Baba Gana King Ibe got to me, or before the family arrived, the chief gave up.
That took what time?
It took
between the time you got to the clinic and when you were told he gave up.
Exactly 1 hour, 20 minutes.
Go on.
Now, I now call the CNC. I told him, well, he has given up. CNC said, oh my God, why this hour? Why now? He said, okay, I'm closing the office. You people should meet us at home. And that day he was having Council of State meeting. He was with all the governors. They have to stop the meeting and carry some few governors, his CGS and his service chief. They went straight to the residence. At this time, Susan Rice told me that, look, accept our condolences. We have seen all the people have done. I mean, I know it's a grave shock to you people. Now, is there anything you people want us to do for you? I said, yes. Please give us the privilege of letting the family to know first before the press or the whole world know about it. They said, well, you know our arrangement. We already have pressmen waiting for us at the airport. If we leave, we are supposed to go and give press conference and we'll take off back. So, how much time do you want us to give you? I said, well, the family are already on their way. So,
if money was brought from Central Bank because of the death of Abiola, we need to know why the money was brought. Late Chief MKO Abiola is the main petition that brought us here. If I'm to speak the truth, then somebody has taken so much money that has created much more human rights violations in the name of the death of Abiola. In the name of one human rights violation, we yet created much more. Then we need to know, my Lord, how many people died as a result of this money? This money was taken somewhere. While late Chief MKO Abiola's body was there, and allegations were made. I was tortured because of the death of Abiola at the instance of General Abdulsalam Abubakar. I knew nothing. I protected this man. I gave my life for him. General Abdulsalam Abubakar refused it. So my Lord, you need to hear from me. Where is the money? who was paid this with this money. I saw one bodyguard when I was coming in. He was one of those who escorted some of this money. He was brought.
With
So, my Lord, allow me to lay the foundation because the commission will not know.
Major.
But I'm coming, my Lord, my Lord. I am not. I said there is no adversity. You ask for facts. I'm giving you facts in the spirit of national reconciliation. Listen to me, my Lord. I have forgiven General Abdul Salam Abubakar. Let this nation forgive him. Let's speak and forget the past. That's all I want. My Lord, what I'm saying is very serious.
You are being recorded, so don't look at me. It's over there. You
No,
look.
my lord.
My Lord, my Lord.
We're recording everything you are saying. Go on.
Thank you, my Lord. Now, on the 8th of June, 1998, the very day late General Sani Abacha died, so much had happened. And I'm actually only going to handpick the areas that affect late Chief MKO Abiola here, so that I can serve the time of the commission. I have prepared some lengthy notes to remind General Abdul Salam Abubakar on the issues that happened on that day. But the ones that affect the petition at hand is the ones I'm going to handpick, my Lord. Now, to be able to serve the time of this commission on that day, to those who said they were summoned to the villa by other people, they are making a mistake. I was the one who initiated summoning everybody to the villa, and I told General Abdul Salam Abubakar, and I reduced it to writing, and I gave it to him. If people have different interpretation to that, let them give that misinterpretation. I have no business with that. As far as I'm concerned, there was no crisis, there was no war. The shortest transition in this country that was peaceful, but with a lot of intrigues that we saw, and God help me to have managed. I don't think that is an offense. Nobody was shot. But if I have not done what I did, I know this even transition wouldn't have been the same. So for that, my Lord, all I'm trying to say, even though I'm sidelined in the scheme of things today, to say that upon those shoulders that democracy is resting upon today in Nigeria, maybe lies my little shoulder somewhere. But we do not know, unless you hear the following facts, my Lord. Now, soon after I summoned all the PRC members into the villa, but let me correct it, it's not summoning, it's invitation in the name of the late CNC. That's the way I put it to all of them, and with respect, as if it was a meeting they were all coming to attend to. Because the calls were many, I now call on the ADC to the late CNC to help me in making more calls himself. Aircrafts were sent, I initiated it. Vehicles were sent to the airport to bring them. I initiated all that. At the end of the day, all PRC members were there. But before they arrived, the elders that were there in Abuja were first of all summoned in the name of the late CNC. But nobody was told what happened. I only told them to come, that the late CNC wanted to see them separately. And none of them were told that other people were also called at the same time. They only came and met themselves there. Of relevance here is, when the PRC members first came, some that were in Abuja, we directed them into the house. And to those I know, either from personal ambition or from advices, may have the rift. Here I'm talking about members of the Defense Council, National Security and Defense Council. I directed them to the office of the late CNC, and I said he was in the office calling them. And this I did with the consent of some of the elders, who later on denied and saw the new leadership, and then construed that thing so that they can have a face for them to remain on board the government of Abdul Salam. I accepted. There they were in the office. Now, after some time, it was decided within the house, the former Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Komasi, and I should go and call in the CDS then, Abdul Salam Abubakar, and the then Chief of Army Staff, then Major General Isha Ibamayi, from the office into the residence. They came, they met these elders, among whom were directors of various security agencies. Even the Chief Justice of the Federation was there, among those I called. Justice Nasir was there, and many more. General Abdulsalam Abubakar and General Bamai sat at a chair left, which used to be called the official visiting chair. There were 3 official chairs to the commander-in-chief of the moment. Now the information was announced to the 2 of them. General Abdulsalam Abubakar stood from that chair and pretended to be crying. In a matter of seconds, he left that chair and sat at the official chair of the commander-in-chief. My lord, nobody was sworn in. If I were to do my own duty, I had the powers to say, even where vacuum came, in the absence of any decision by the ruling council, whosoever attempt to take over a government should be seen to face the bullet. If I were an enemy to General Abdulsalam Abubakar, I was empowered by law and by constitution to shoot him right on that chair, which was the exhibit. With all these people as witnesses, I never did.
All right, police, clear all these people out.
Police agent, police, please. Take note.
And you said you are giving us events. It's only one you've given us, that you summoned the PRC members.
Please, police, take note.
For about 10 minutes, only one event, summoning the PRC members.
My lord,
I'm looking for another event.
we took the decisions were taken on late Chief MKO Abiola here. And unless I laid the foundation, you won't understand, my lord. Now, the PRC members moved to the office to have a meeting. But prior to this, there were a lot of meetings and a lot of personal contacts within PRC members. And of very important note here, my lord, is the discussions I had with late General Ibrahim Gumel. With General Ibrahim Gumel, we discussed the release of Abiola and the release of 1995 coup piece from detention. Now, there was a vacuum. PRC members went to have some discussions, but General Abdulsalam Abubakar came and had discussions with General Gumel based on the agreements we had with him. Inside the council, they met with 2 problems. One, to deliberate and fill the vacuum that was created as a result of the death of late General Sani Abacha, or to go in line with Islamic rites, to go for immediate burial first. At the end of the day, they agreed to go for the burial. We were left behind for obvious reasons. Many things took place that day. But let me say with all respect, the essence of having everybody intact that I initiated was merely to fill in the vacuum in peace so that there won't be any bloodshed. It is true in the process, late Chief MKO Abiola was moved to the barracks. It is also true that I initiated and removed General Dia from Jos, initially to Kano, but later, initially to Abuja, but later, while the aircraft was around Abuja, I directed it to go to Kano. And I told the Director General SSS and the Governor and the Military Administrator of Kano, who took charge of all the coup convicts, the key ones, 11 of them, of 1997 coup. All I want, like I said, is peace. Now, when they returned from Kano, from the burial, General Gumel again came and we discussed at length. And we were saddled with 3 problems because campaign, even at the time the burial was being arranged, there were a lot of campaigns as to whether it was the inner caucus that brought the government to power.
This return was on the same age? The return from Kano?
From Kano? No, it's 9th.
So it's no longer event of the 8th?
It's no longer event of the 8th because it's the early hours of around 1, 2 when they came back in the morning. I stand to be corrected. My lord, when they returned, there were 3 issues. The issue of either having the most senior member of the inner caucus to take over or adopt seniority or hierarchy. Here, I must say, and boldly too, that a lot of decisions were taken. And I know most of the travails and the issues that have been had today are simply because a decision was tilted towards hierarchy, as against the most senior in the inner caucus or the most senior person in the PRC. Now let me say these three. In terms of hierarchy, it was the CDS that was considered senior. In terms of inner caucus, the most senior professionally then was General Ishaya Bamei. And in terms of seniority, within the PRC was Lieutenant General Jeremiah Hussein. Here lies a problem. We did a lot of discussions with so many senior officers, so many. But in the spirit of reconciliation, I will say the ones that will not scratch and create more wounds to national reconciliation. But I will say the one that will direct you to the facts that affects the death of late Chief MKO Abiola. Now it was agreed with so many members that General Abdulsalam Abubakar should go because hierarchy should be adopted to set a precedence. But it is worthy of note that General Abdulsalam Abubakar was not a member of the inner caucus. He had nothing to do with the main body that brought the government to being or its sustenance. He was also not the most senior. He may have his grudges, and I will say them later. General Hussein was the most senior. He was not accepted for many reasons. He may also have his grudges against me today. I know, but I refused it. And let me say for the first time here, that soon after I found General Abacha dead, I now asked, the last person that was with him was General Hussein, who left 20 minutes after he died. I now said, and I didn't mix words, and I want to repeat it here, in the spirit of reconciliation, whatever I did it in the spirit of finding facts and with the duties reposed in my hand, that General Hussein, as at then, was a suspect. So he cannot think of ruling Nigeria. It was my thought at that time, even though the most senior, but the most junior, but initiating the need for him to be immediately investigated over the issue. So we were settled with hierarchy and then the most senior in the inner caucus. If he is in any way annoyed, I have done what I should.
There's
now,
a link. If you can redefine the link so that we can write it down. Where is the link?
I'm going, my lord. Now,
Still waiting for the link.
yes, my lord. Now, decisions were almost reached because it was a campaign-like. Then I now mentioned to General Ishaya Bamai, to General Magashi, General Sabo, the Brigade of Gas Commander, General Mahazu, Colonel Abdullah, and myself, to call on General Abdulsalam Abubakar to sit him down and tell him our expectations and decisions at that time. We sat him down. On my way, my lord, worthy of note is a witness, the Chief Justice of the Federation. He was holding the oath of office, the content in his hands. And I asked him, I said, my lord, I will wish to have that oath in my hands. And when we finish, you will be told who to swear in as the next president, as the next head of state of Nigeria. We had discussions with General Abdulsalam.